Hi YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about hex bits, Allen bits, whatever your preferred word is for these, and just we'll kind of go over the advantages or maybe disadvantages of some of the different types and brands. So we'll start here with the Craftsman. I'm sure this is probably what most people start off with in a hex bit. These are all 10mm here, and I don't know if you can see the engraving in that or not, but this is your standard Craftsman. I guess this one is made in the USA. I couldn't tell you if the current ones are or not. And we have the ball end on this end, so if you have to get in at like a slight angle or so, these will work for that. But in the smaller sizes, like I'm going to say like 2.5 or 3mm, I have seen these ball ends bust off inside the head. So I only recommend using this ball end when you absolutely have to. It's much, use this side here to bust it loose, and then if you want to flip it around for speed access, I would use this side. Anyway, that's the Craftsman model. Next, this is a Bondus model, and for all I know, the Craftsmans could be made by Bondus. These are made in the USA. I don't know if it'll pick up that focus or not. But again, similar to the Craftsman. Ball head on this side. And you can place a lot of torque over these. I mean, you could slip something over the end here to give you more leverage to crack something loose if necessary. And I wouldn't have any problem doing that with this model. Next, this is a Hex Pro model. Oop. This is a flex head. I do have a full set of these. I bought these from Griot's Garage, which is mostly a detail place. So I couldn't tell you if they still sell these or not. I've probably owned them at least 10 years. You can definitely see a flex head being a speed advantage. You know, boom, you got full leverage, crack it loose, spin it straight, and then use it as a screwdriver type. Disadvantage, I would have to say that this joint would be weaker than your straight type model. I haven't broken any of these, but I haven't used them extensively either. That's the Hex Pro model. I've seen these labeled under several different brands. They're probably all the same manufacturer. There is no country of origin stamped on these, so I do not know where they are made. That's a Hex Pro model. Next would be the Bondus T-handle. Straight shaft, no ball end on these. This is a solid steel handle here. This really has a lot of heft to it. The good about these is as you spin them, then that'll give you like a flywheel effect, and just help back it out or spin it or for installation, depending on which way you're going. These do offer a full lifetime warranty, and I've been very happy with this set. Now this may look similar. This is the Performance Tool model T-handle. no country of origin stamp on these. And the thing I do not like about these, this handle is plastic. And the 5 or 6 millimeter model I've spun the handle out from the actual steel bit. These do offer, when you see these online, they say lifetime warranty, but I haven't had any luck of actually getting hold of Performance Tool to have that smaller one replaced. But if you're on a cheap, tight budget, you know, you could pick these up. Not saying I would recommend them, but I guess if you had a high torque application, you could insert this in your Allen head and then use a wrench on this part to actually bust it loose instead of this plastic T-handle. But I would not place a lot of torque on this. Next are the ratchet type models, you know, that put on a ratchet. This is an old Craftsman. It is made in the USA. I have no idea who actually manufactured these for Craftsman. But as you can probably see, it's well used over the years. This one particular one happens to be a 3/8 drive. The thing I don't like about this is where it slims down. I could see that if you had to apply a lot of a torque on this particular one, I could see that being a weak point. But I haven't busted this one yet, and I keep it in service. Next would be a Bondus model. These are made in the USA, offer a lifetime warranty. This is between the actual bit and socket. It's a friction fit. If you can see this little green dot here, it seems to be like some type of industrial hot glue that holds the bit in. But it does work well. There's absolutely no play between the bit and the socket. It's 3/8 drive on the socket head. And it does have some knurling on here. I can see it being handy, you know, after you crack it loose, you can grab it here with your fingers and spin it quickly. I have not broke any of these yet, but I've owned this particular set less than a year as well. Next on the list would be a snap-on. I'm sure some people would consider these the gold standard, and I'm sorry, this is actually a 12 millimeter. I grabbed by mistake instead of the 10. And I have this particular 12 millimeter model. I have broke 2 of these trying to remove a swing arm pivot bolt. The first one busted on the actual bit end, and the second one broke out on it actually cracked on the chrome section. And my snap-on driver, he actually gave me a hard time about replacing it. Accused me of using a pneumatic impact wrench on it. I did not. It was a 1/2-inch breaker bar. And that's a big reason of why I no longer purchase snap-on tools over this one bit. I do not consider these a gold standard, and in my eyes there's better stuff available, especially for the price of what you pay for these. My current favorite would be, this is a right tool model, again made in USA. There is no set screw on these that actually hold the bit. It's a friction fit, but it's a tight fit. There is no slop at all. 3/8 drive. And I would call these models my go-to set now as far as using a ratchet with hex bits. Very happy with these. Next, these are actually Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Pro, and this is an impact set. This is made to use with a pneumatic or electric impact gun, 1/2-inch drive. And the 12mm version of this is actually what I got the swing arm pivot bolt out with versus the snap-on that I broke twice. It worked fantastic. These are made in Taiwan. And would highly recommend these for high torque applications. I haven't broke any yet. For the price, surely can't beat these. Next, this is an Easy Red product. They call this a wrench connection, or it's made where you can put a wrench on either end, extend the length of them, get more torque, leverage. Here you can see it's marked 10 and 11mm. But what I found these useful for is like you take your ratcheting wrench or a standard wrench. I mean, these work fine with a standard wrench. These little silver sections, these are magnets. Boom. See how that holds on there? And now you have a nice low profile ratcheting hex head. Again, this is an Easy Red product called the wrench connection. These are made in Taiwan. Boom. Push right out. Good to go. And the next, this is also an Easy Red product. Let's see, that's marked 10mm. Again, you can use these with a wrench or a socket. You can see a ball retention there. Again, this the wrench side is 13mm. There it is retained. And again, now we have a nice ratchet action hex head. These bits are also manufactured in Taiwan, and I can think of one application where I've used these on a Ducati oil drain where the exhaust runs pretty close underneath, and this will actually gave me the clearance to get that out of there without removing the exhaust. Boom, pop right out, you're good to go. So that's some of my favorite 10mm hex head, Allen head type tools, and I'm always curious if someone else has something else that they prefer. You know, maybe they got some tips or tricks, different tools on the market. Anyway, that's my review or comparison, and thanks for watching.